2 more questions, and then we'll open it up and take some questions from others. I understood that upstairs there was some interesting dialogue and pitches, and that by and large there were times where you felt people weren't asking for enough money. Is that what you're hearing? What you heard upstairs?
Yeah,
what do you take away from your session earlier?
Yeah, well, so this happens in every ecosystem. People's ambitions are low. When they start out, to them $500 million seems like a lot of money. You can't launch a rocket to moon with enough fuel. I mean, the physics takes over. If I want to put a big satellite in the orbit, I need to have enough fuel to burn. So when people are looking for $150,000, $250,000, you know how far they can go. And it's not interesting for an investor. Well, life is too short for everybody, but I feel that I don't want to get involved, where the end result is a company doing $2, $3 million, $4 million. It's inconsequential. I want to see an entrepreneur who has ambition, to build a company. I mean, he's thinking big. So I tell people, you need to shoot for the stars. You might end up on moon, but if you shoot for the moon, you may end up nowhere. So when you aim low, which is a lot. Most of the people I heard today at that pitch fest, I didn't see any of them. Which would they'd be interested. You need to have ambitions out there.
But the decision to fund, obviously, clearly, is not just based on the analytics. I heard a story of Exodus, right? Wasn't there somebody who called and tell us that story?
So the Exodus story is an interesting story. So I never bet on an idea. I never bet on a business plan, as a end point. My bet is almost always on a person. I need to get convinced that this person is entrepreneurial in his thinking, entrepreneurial in his approach. Because what happens is technology and business plans always change and evolve. World is changing all the time. Once you engage with the marketplace, you discover somebody else is doing that. Or I need to be, hey, what I thought of, what customer needs is different than. So everything changes. The only thing that doesn't change is the person. So you need a general purpose athlete who's very agile, who's going with the, when the road turns, it turns with the road rather than goes off here. So anybody who falls in love with this idea, becomes really enamored with his idea, his thinking, his plan, you want to run from that person because he will go down. He will go down with his the business plan. He's in love with his business plan. Business plans, ideas are dime a dozen. It's about execution. It's about the person making it happen. So in case of Exodus, in a meeting like this, this person was able to buttonhole me and talk to me for about 3-4 minutes. And something happened. I wrote on his business start. I should follow up with this guy. 3 months later, I was clearing my shoebox full of business starts. And I saw the start. He says, I should follow up with this guy. And so I said, so I called him up. He says, oh, I'm glad you called. I was waiting to hear from you. Oh, and he said, I need to see you today. I said, how about next week? He said, no, I need to see you today. I said, why? He says, I need to make a payroll. I need money. If you're not going to see me today and give me money today, I have to shut down because I haven't made my payroll for the last couple of weeks. I can't keep on in price. And for some reason, I like a stupid person. I say, how? Maybe I'll go see him. I ended up writing a check for him for $200,000 after that meeting to meet his payroll. On a handshake agreement, that we will find the attorney to memorialize the following week. And that turned out to be one of the best investments I ever made.
But has it all got, I mean, was that, in that moment, what was it that you saw to give you the confidence to strike that check?
So what he told me, so this is at the dawn of internet age, 1995. In 1995, internet was starting to happen, and AT&T announced all you can eat internet for $19.95. And it was dial up mostly by and large. So millions of people are signing to become internet users. $19.95 here, and somebody announced internet at $9.95. And so Internet started. I mean, this is before any of the businesses. Thomas, internet was still seen as a wholesome, non-commercial media. The early internet users were very aggressive guys. And so this guy tells me, hey, listen, millions of people are signing up to do on internet. Businesses will have to come, because that's where the users and consumers are heading. The businesses will have to set up a shop, and businesses will pay you tens of thousands of dollars to support their internet needs. So I want to supply the internet to businesses rather than to consumers. And also, his basic thought of businesses will have to come, appealed to me, and that pulled me in. And consumers are paying $20 and businesses will pay $10,000. It was a big stretch for many people, but for me it was very easy to understand. Hey, businesses need a lot more bandwidth, they need a lot more support, a lot more service, a lot more reliability, because their business will depend upon it. And so I ended up betting on that. So we pioneered the internet data center business. The Exodus was the company which was the first company to pioneer true location services of your servers. They gave you fail-safe environment, backup battery, backup fiber, alternate mirror data center in New York, if there's earthquake which hits California. And they were able to charge $100,000 a month for people eventually. So Exodus turned out to be a very big idea, but I liked the entrepreneur enough for some reason to write on his business start. I followed up with him. I wrote a check for him. Because if I didn't write a check, he would be out of business. Because he had to make payrolls, and then I was able to help him raise the money. But I did help him a lot. His business plan was very complex. I peeled off 90% of what he was trying to do, and simplified this thing down to this is the one element you need to do. Provide a reliable, flexible, internet services to businesses, not do anything beyond that one. He was going to write their applications, he was going to do this for them, he was going to do for that one. And business plan got so simplified, his execution was very good.
So rely on mentors for focus as well as
Oh yeah.
All right, I think I wanted to ask you a lean startup movement, but I think it's time to really open it up to all of you so you can get some real takeaway. Who has a question for Dr. Rekhi? Right here.
Was that Sabir Bhatia for Hotmail?
No, this is Chandrasekhar, T.B. Chandrasekhar for Exodus. Sabir Bhatia for Hotmail was another thing, where I learned a lot. So how many people know Hotmail? I have a Hotmail account. So Hotmail was the first company to do email on the web. Before that, your email was tied to your job. You worked for company ABC. You had your name at abc.com, and then you left your job. All of a sudden, you have to let everybody in the world know I have new emails, and so emails are always changing. And he said, I can give you a stable email address on the web, independent of your job. And his idea took off like a rocket. And he was signing 50, 60,000 people a day. As he signed more people, he had to buy more servers. And so I was mentoring him, and expenses are going through the roof. Hey, Sabir, how are you going to pay up for all this thing? He said, if I reach 10 million users, it'll be worth a lot. But we will go bankrupt, reaching 10 million users. We'll go bankrupt reaching 10 million users. And so I was working with him, and so I was finally able to convince him that maybe we have to charge $1 a month, $12 a year, to provide people, email which is available from any computer anywhere and not tied to your job. And but I couldn't understand his thinking that if we reach 10 million users, it will be worth a lot. He'll tell me, hey, we can upsell to these people. Hey, Sabir, you have nothing to upsell. You're a startup. You're living hand to mouth. What would you upsell to these people? So while we are having this debate, Microsoft comes and offers him $200 million to be acquired. I'm scratching my head, there's no revenue, no prospect of revenue. And Sabir says, no, $200 million is too little. Are you crazy, Sabir? He says, no, I want a lot more. So he asked Microsoft for $1 billion. Yeah, Microsoft, no. So they gave him $400 million. Which he took. So here was a company which sold for $400 million with no revenue and no prospect of revenue. And that was a big education for me. That's when I learned that an asset has no inherent value. Asset's value is in the hand of the owner. In the hand of Microsoft, that asset was worth a lot. Microsoft had a lot to upsell, even though Sabir had nothing to upsell. Microsoft had spent a couple of $1 billion to get in internet business. They had done MSN and they had UUNet. They had 1 million users after spending $2 billion. And they were getting 10 million users for $400 million, $40 a user versus $2,000 a user. So you learned. So I missed that opportunity. I didn't invest. If I had invested when I was going to put $1 million in him, a few months later, I would have made maybe 30, 40 times my money.
Right.